just to be clear. And I know, Josh, you would rather have Mrs. Anti-Trekker stream, but you heard her. She's a little stressed right now. When she's feeling better, maybe she'll do a Mrs. Anti-Trekker stream. And however, so remember, enjoy the Bird of Prey, the Bird of Prey stream. But if you have that urge to give, what you want to do is go to antitrekker.com and give there, because then you'll be supporting good people, not evil dictators. So, is the bird given? The bird is given. Warp speed. So, any day now, bird. Let's see, what's that? What was that? And okay, so Bird of Prey looks like is live now. So let me see if I can find his stream real quick. Maybe. That would be, oh, I see Doomcock is streaming Tears in the Rain, good quote. And Bird of Prey, here we go.
Scanning. Indications negative at this time.
The bird is given warp speed. So now you can hear me on Bird's channel. Let's see, what's that? And there's Bird. And okay. And I see Thomas has already given money to Bird of Prey. Thomas, you're doing it wrong, Thomas. Thomas, don't give money to Bird of Prey. You're supposed to give it to me. Go to antitrekker.com. Oh, of course, now he cuts me off. Doomcock is streaming Tears in the Rain, good quote. It looks like he's talking, but it's my voice coming out, so I don't think he realizes. And Bird of Prey, here we go. It's still me.
Indicate.
And now we should have audio. Thank you. I believe that was Thomas, and I know DJ's on vacation. Who was it? And Anti-Trekker. So I guess you guys did not hear me a minute ago talking. I said thank you to Anti-Trekker for shouting out the stream at the end of his. Hello? Does that help? Yes. Are we back? Scotty, beam me up. Yes, it did. It did help. I am so sorry, guys. Son of a bitch. Still no sound, Joe. Joseph, Patrick, thank you so much. I don't know what happened with that. I'm sorry. That was the first one was my fault. I forgot to start Reaper. The second one was Reaper's fault. I don't know. It spazzed out. So once again, thank you guys all. Thank you to Anti-Trekker. We all, of course, hope Anti-Trekker is feeling better. If someone could explain to me why Anti-Trekker was wearing a ridiculous tinfoil hat on his head today, I'd really appreciate an explanation. But it's very possible there is no explanation. Shirt. Anti-Trekker says shirt. Yes, I am wearing a TOS science shirt. Okay, I have my TOS science shirt on today. And I just realized I don't have the chat on the computer set up. I only have it set up on my tablet, which is going to make it annoying. And in a few minutes, we will actually start watching Deep Space Nine episode. Jesus fucking Christ. Somebody's at the door. Hold on, guys. I gotta kill the camera for a second. Yes, I know you do. I know you do. Not yet.
Just a minute.
Now you're good. Oh, guys, it's one of those days. It is one of those streams.
Hi, Joe.
Okay.
Sassy stuff.
Okay, so we're having some issues here. Thomas Potts says hi. Schronmore says first. Cinnabon Bunny says hi. Thomas gives us $1.99 super chat. Get out of Karoga. Richie Poole says hi, Bird. Hi, all. Schronmore says damn it, Thomas Potts. Dr. Alex says kapoop. Kapoop. That sounds like Klingork. 47 Yorktown says hello, Mr. Bird. Welcome, 47 Yorktown. Kennewick Sapien says Qapla. Bird is the word. Well, thank you. Josh Street says Bird, you evil dictator. Thomas, you're supposed to shoot Bird O' Prey 5s. That is not true. Kronos says first, Qapla, Bird, and nerds. Welcome, Kronos. And then we had the sound issue. Thank you, Schronmore. Thank you, Kennewick. Dr. Alex says, the Bird Mime Show. Kronos says, what? He can't hear. Josh Reed says, lol, the best bird stream, a quiet bird stream. Kennewick says the Turtistanis are laughing. I'm sure they are. Richie Poole says, Bird, I think Anti-Trekker is messing with you. Anti-Trekker says, lol, texted him. Thank you, Anti-Trekker. Josh Street says, lol, the son of a bitch. I guess you could see it. Kronos says, hey to Anti-Trekker. Richie Poole says, Anti-Trekker, master hacker. Kronos says, that's better. Sci-Fi guy is lolling. Kronos says, how was your day? Anti-Trekker, well, why didn't you ask him on his stream? He just finished. Anti-Trekker lolls. Sci-Fi guy says, sound. Kronos says, silent again. I have no idea how that happened. Dr. Alex says, gone again. Enemy mime. Could be. Kennewick says, we heard Anti-Trekker's echo. The Turnistanis have hijacked the Kurogan fiber network. And Schronmore says sound was gone again. Cinnabon Bunny now yells what? Kennewick says run silent, run deep. Josh Street says Bird of Prey, no sound again. Anti-Trekker texted him again. Dale Stafford, welcome Dale, says hello me mateys. Yes, welcome Dale. Anti-Trekker says there it is, the bird salute. No, that was 1 minute. That meant stay 1 minute. It's not my middle finger. No, I can't even push up my middle finger on this hand. Oh, I'm not even on camera. Son of a bitch. Goddamn son of a bitch. Yes, this is a family-friendly stream, though. Don't run away. Don't run away. I'm about to get back on camera.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I know what it was. Okay, back to the camera.
Let me put my barricade
Okay, well, the camera's already running, so
Oh,
do what you have to do.
that good?
Yeah, it's fine. Better than wearing your pillow hood.
Oh, yeah.
Your
no,
pillowcase.
that pillow hood is in the garbage.
You can't wear a garbage bag instead of a pillowcase. Don't even think about it.
This comes off. I can wear the sassy pillow instead of my head.
No, you have to put holes in it.
No, I don't need this.
You need air holes.
Oh, alright. Okay. On that note, I'm leaving you.
Anthony. Kronos is bird of prey. You need to run to Radio Shack. You've been having issues. Kennewick says son of a bitch. Joseph Patrick says son of a beach. Still no sound, Joe. John Street says birds say son of a bitch again. Richie Poole says I think Anti-Trigger guns birds command codes. He is raising and lowering bird shields at will. Dale Stafford says he's more of the strong silent type. Anti-Trigger says we can hear you now. Thank you, Anti-Tracker. Kronos is lolling. Dr. Alex says hello. Weren't you here already, Dr. Alex? Dale Stafford says yay. Kennewick Sapien says Qapla. Sci-Fi guy says Qapla, bird family. And chat, thank you guys. Showmore says you're back, bird of prey. Thank you. Kronos, son of a bitch. Kronos says I can die happy now. Josh Reed says place your bets on how long until Bird turns off his sound again. Dale Stafford says loud and awesome. Thank you, Dale. Anti-Trigger says, by the way, I need to run because I need to rest. I feel like the shirt. Oh, so he didn't care about my shirt. Whatever. But yes, I cannot even push up the middle finger on this hand. Just to be clear. It is impossible for me to give the finger with my left hand. It doesn't work. Much to my chagrin. But take care, Anti-Trigger. Feel better. Obviously, it's going to take a while before you can sit down comfortably. I might have given the Kurogan doctor a tip to use the little bit extra wide, a little extra wide camera during the colonoscopy. Mike Richards says, Bird of Prey 5, greetings from Columbus, Ohio, where the people all dance and sing. Well, that sounds beautiful, Mike Richards. That is so nice to hear. But welcome. Kronos says, oh, it's always someone else's fault. Right, Bird? No, I took responsibility for the first one. That one was my fault. Dale says, take care, Anti-Trigger. Later, Anti-Trigger says, Kronos. Black Adam says, Bird of Prey 5, you well, man. I am well, if that's a question. Dale Stafford says he was wearing a tinfoil hat because he had been probed, and he was trying to avoid being probed again in the future. Lol. I get it now. Thank you, Dale. Anti-Tracker says, actually, that is a medical shirt. Okay. How can you tell? Thomas is Anti-Trigger. I designed a new turret tower. Wesley Crusher says, I'm here, I made it. Anti-Trigger says, McCoy had one just like it. Okay, Shromore says, greetings, Birdo Prey 5, Mamo Prey 5, and fellow nerds. John Araki says, Qapla, John Araki. Anti-Trigger says, Tom is cool, I'll check it out before I go lay down. John Street says, Bird, Anti-Trigger was hearing voices since they forgot to take out the probe from his butt execution. I don't think it's an execution so much as an evacuation. Shromore says, and greetings to Sassy, Chaser of Cats, Eater of Cookies, Stalker of Cardinals, Defiler of Cushions, and Scourge of the Squirrels. And I almost got through that in one breath. Kennewick Sapien says, the aliens have come to probe Bird. No, that was not aliens. That was the pharmacy doing their monthly delivery. Dale says, everyone please remember to hit live chat and toggle off of top chat. Thanks. Yes, Dale. That is exactly right. Everyone should go to live chat. You know, even when you're live streaming and you're watching top chat, it's not terrible. You get probably 70-80% of the messages. But if you're watching this stream after it's ended, like, you know, tomorrow or something, and you have top chat on, you get almost no messages. For some reason, YouTube just deems almost every comment that happens during these streams as useless and doesn't even bother to show them. You go to live chat, though, you get them all. So you definitely need to remember to go to live chat. Kronos says, somebody's at the door. What movie is that a quote from? I don't know. Dr. Alex says, Bird of Prey 5 is so popular. Wesley Crusher says, Bird of Prey 5 for the great battle. What time on Sunday is best for you? I would guess earlier than later. And I'm still not 100% sure how this great battle is going to work, Wes. Because, like, am I supposed to be building a spaceship? Because I don't know how to do that. I could copy a spaceship if it's going to be creative mode. Or, I mean, it feels weird. Like, we're just going to get a spaceship to fly. I haven't been to space in Space Engineers. All we've been doing is been building on the surface of the planet. I'm in. Don't get me wrong, I'm in. I feel like I should be doing something more than just showing up. Thomas is sure we don't have tech for one, but I added it anyway. Ridgy Pool says, Sassy the attack dog. Joseph Patrick says, Bird of Prey. Yesterday I ordered a mug. I will drink out of your head. Oh, thank you so much, Joseph. Commander Ironwolf says, hey guys, welcome Commander Ironwolf. John Araki. Anti-Trekker, how's the sore bunghole? Run out of popsicles yet. Shroudmore says, hail Kuroga, hail Kuroga. And Sassy, and Mamo Prey. Oh wait, I skipped that. Hey there, Mamo Prey, says Kronos and Sassy.
Hello, everyone.
And Mamo Prey says hello, everyone. Josh Street says Bird is already an hour behind the chat. Black Adam says Bird of Prey. Mamo Prey says just a minute. Son is a dork. I'm trying to hide from the world. Commander Ironwolf says so many wrenchers. Kronos says hey there, Ironwolf and Joseph and to Black Adam. Kronos says doesn't Bird get annoyed with the hellos? Well, I just tend to skip them. Epic Beard says hey nerds and feathered people. And now I'm skipping more hellos. Black Adam says Anti-Trekker, get some sleep. Kronos says son of a bitch, lol. And Dr. Alex is falling over laughing. That must have been when I realized I wasn't on camera. And I was trying to show you how I couldn't give the middle finger. Sci-Fi Guy says lol, very funny. Josh Street says lol, the third and fourth son of a bitch. Sharon Wars lolling. Kronos says hey Sci-Fi Guy. Kennewick Sapien says yes, today was a difficult day. Anti-Trekker's butt has been on all of our minds. Life with Matthew says Qapla, Joe, how goes the day? Well, I tell you what, Life with Matthew, this stream was off to a very rocky start, but hopefully we've got clear sailing from here on out. Life with Matthew says, is the trash bag white? No, I assumed it would be a black trash bag. Kronos says, hey to Life with Matthew. Wesley says, lol, best family ever. They are. Live with Matthew saying hi to Kronos. Okay, I'm skipping the hellos. Witchy Pool says we don't want to encourage people to wear plastic bags over their heads. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Joseph says, Bird of Prey, do not let your mom suffocate. And hi, Mom and Sassy and the Quartz community of the chat. Thank you, Joseph. Wesley says he has to go soon. Well, hopefully, Wesley, I will get this started before you have to go. Black Adam says, Bird of Prey, Mom, air holes, don't speak to me like that. If you suffocate, who will save you? Alexa, son of a bitch. Sassy will save. Kronos is the only other time Bird could be happier is when he's destroying worlds. Black Adam says, Anti-Trekker, before your colonoscopy or after it? I have no idea. Shram was it Bird of Prey? Are you saying that the doctor used the hammer of Kuroga probing Anti-Trekker? Well, it was kind of like a jackhammer. Like, you know that drill in Space Engineers? Picture something like that, but twice as big. Kronos says the pharmacy does the probing. No, not here. Not in Kuroga. Pharmacies don't probe. Sci-Fi Guy says live chat is done. Very cool. Hector is in the house, says, hiya, pajarecos. Everybody says, welcome to Ector. A youngling. Kronos says, less than a youngling. Yosef says, Ector, you're birdie. I see what you did there. You birdie, I see what you did there. Kronos says, heh heh, bunghole. Heh heh. Dr. Alex says, I love the way we're all wrenches, every single one of us. Definitely no exceptions. Oh, except Wesley. Well, Wesley, next time I'm on a bed live stream, remind me. You get your wrench. Josh Street says the new drinking game is take a shot every time Bird says son of a bitch. Joseph Patrick says black trash bag, racist mug. No, a black trash bag is just a normal trash bag. A bag in which you put garbage in the United States. They're 99% are black. They're made by Hefty. Chief Cook says, what's up? Not much, Chief Cook. We're about to get started, hopefully. Wesley Crushes is Bird of Prey 5. Cinnabon and I are doing a lot of the building. Capt MKG has been helping me. The main idea is that it will be a straight-up battle. No building during it. Whoever can destroy the other teams. Okay. Cool. I'll do my best. Who is calling me? Nobody. Actually, I doubt that was anybody, because they weren't in my phone, but if they leave a message, I might have to listen to it. Damn it. Dr. Alex says, Kronos, all eyes. Kronos says that would be big much of a game. Wesley says, destroy the other ships wins. Well, I'm telling you what we're going to do. We're going to... If whoever's building the Kurogan ships, make them, make them ability to have ramming speed. Because that will be the key to the Kurogan victory. Kronos says Wesley is a non-wrencher. Get him. Black Adam says Bird of Prey 5. I'll be cleaning, listening to you talk tomorrow. I show up you my new puppy. Very cool, Black Adam. Wesley says, how about an after anti-trekker morning live stream? That sounds good to me. Dr. Alex says if the doctor did it, he would use the sonic screwdriver. Kronos says Black Adam as well. What WTF, Bird of Prey? I don't know. He changed names. God knows what's going on. Talk to me when I have a bed live stream. John Street says Kronos. Bird says son of a bitch 20 to 40 times a stream these days. Black Adam says I used to have... Oh yes, you did used to have a wrench. I almost forgot about that, Black Adam. Damn. Crazy stuff. Kronos says Josh Street to drink. Miles still wishes for one. Son of a bitch. Okay. Yay, the Duke, says Kronos. And Thomas is calling me a cheater. Live with Matthew says I'm extremely talented at designing my own ships. Will that win me anything? If you can make some ships that will survive the battle, yes. Nike Richard says non-wrenchers are an oppressed minority. Not Ryan Johnson says hello, and Qapla, hello, and Qapla, not Ryan Johnson. Wesley Crusher says the Kuroga ships have secret ramming weapons. No more details on here. Thank you, Wesley. All good. That's all I needed to know. Not Ryan Johnson says there's only one cheater here, and it's the Thomas bot. Okay, guys, I'm going to start to get ready to watch our episode of Deep Space Nine called The Nagus. So from now on, at this point on, if you want my attention, if you want me to read your chat, you can either send a super chat, as Mamo Prey suggests, or, for free, you can just do @BirdoPrey5. And of course, I will see that highlighted in orange, and I will read it. Whether I can read it immediately or come back to it later, whatever it is, I'll figure it out, but I'll read it. So from this point on, use @BirdoPrey5 to get my attention. You have to do it exactly. That's the letter O in the center, not a 0. and or a super chat, of course. That will get my attention. Like Thomas Potts' Bird of Prey 5, I think it will be a disaster of a space battle, since most of us have barely any experience. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this Wesley and Cinnabon and Captain MKG have this locked up. They have this in the bag, as we say in Karoga. What? No games today? No, this Wednesdays is Deep Space 9 days. Oh, speaking of Deep Space 9 days, and that it's Wednesday, ta-da! I got it. I got what I have been waiting for 2 years. What We Left Behind, the Deep Space Nine documentary on Blu-ray and DVD. It's supposed to be on DVD. I got 2 discs. Oh, shit. One of them already fell out. Okay. Hopefully it's not broken. No, it was just I didn't put it in yet. So, okay, yes, we did. We got the Blu-ray here and the DVD version here. So, very cool. Of course, since most of the not most, but 20 minutes of footage has been upgraded to high definition, you're going to want to watch it on the Blu-ray. I think we might do a special day where we will live review this documentary. Now, obviously, like an episode, I'm not going to be able to show it with audio, but I can probably get screenshots from it like we're going to do today, and we'll go through it. So, yeah, no, but not today. Today is the Nagus. And, yeah. Richie Poole says, Bird of Prey, just trying to get your attention. No reason, carry on. Chrono says, whose calendar are you using? Because Thomas says today is Friday. Dr. Alex, this is season 1. If you're on Netflix, it's episode 10. If you're not on Netflix, it's episode 11. And it's called The Nagus. So get that ready if you're going to watch along with me. Get that set up. I will bring up where you guys will be seeing the screenshots over here. Over there will be the screenshots as it's a 45-minute episode as usual, and in a minute or so I'm going to start playing it. So I won't be able to see the chat on the computer, but if there's anything big, I will see it on the tablet, and I'll be watching it, and we'll go from there. I'm going to try to do commentary. Sovereign, the DVD goes on sale from officially on sale August 6th. It'll also be available on Amazon, I believe Amazon, but certain online, you have to pay for it, like not Netflix. You'd have to like buy it online, like maybe from iTunes or Amazon. It should be available digitally as well. This then, though, if this was the backers edition, so this is if you purchased it, if you gave them the money 2 years ago or even a year ago, 6 months ago, that's when you got your DVDs and stuff came today. Otherwise, everybody else has to wait 2 more weeks. In August 6th, the general release comes out, and anybody else can purchase it if they want. So, also, there was a link. I don't know if it's still available. Let's see. It's a shame. I think I've got rid of it. Wait, let me... Actually, if you go to... Let me see if it works. DS9documentary.com. It's just worth it to see. It's worth it to see if there's any still available. If they are, I will. Okay, no. It is no longer available at the website. You can pre-order it on Amazon, though. So I will put that link in the chat. Of course, I'm going to put that through though, so I get an affiliate credit for anyone who uses that link, because I'm a greedy bastard. It doesn't raise the cost to you. It just gives me a small percentage of the sale should you use my link to purchase it. There we go. What we left behind: DS9 dock, Amazon pre-order is right there, fave.co and a code. So use that link if you're interested in pre-ordering it from Amazon. It is worth it. I'm going to go into some of the details. It's a lot of fun if you're a Deep Space Nine fan, and I can't. It's not the greatest movie you've ever seen, right? It's not Endgame. It's not something like that. It's a documentary, so you don't like, oh my God, you said it was the greatest thing. It's the greatest Star Trek Deep Space Nine thing you can watch right now, because it's just so great to see everybody, the old actors, hear about a possible plot for season 8. Now I know most of the people didn't like this plot that they thought out for a possible season 8. It was never a real season 8. It was just a big what if. Nobody's ever intending to make this season 8. It was just something they did for the documentary for fun. So don't get bent out of shape about it because you don't like what happens. Yeah, like I said, it's not going to happen. It's not being made. It's just a what if, and you know what? I thought it was pretty fun in that respect. So okay, guys, if you're ready, go ahead and get your Netflix or your DVD set, and I am going to start playing the episode in a 10 or 15 seconds. I will do a countdown. Wait, no, this is the entirely wrong web browser. That is why I can't see it. There we go. Okay. Okay, guys, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit play now. So the episode starts and we see a Ferengi. He's looking around, and it's we see the guy who comes walking with the Nagus, his security guard. Now we don't know who is under the cloak if we've never seen Deep Space Nine before. And we cut to Jake Sisko. Jake Sisko is cleaning up his room or something, and he forgot his shoes. Because that's a problem everybody has. And Captain Sisko came in, Commander Sisko, says he's got a surprise. They're going to go to Bajor for the Gratitude Festival. And Jake's like, what's the Gratitude Festival? And Sisko says, it's the biggest festival of the year on Bajor. And Jake is like, I don't want to go. And Jake's like, how long? And Sisko's like, 3 days. And so Jake orders an orange juice from the replicator. And Jake is saying, do I have to go? And Sisko says, well, not if you don't want to. So Jake says he's got plans. So Sisko is like, what plans? And Jake is saying there's an Andorian transport due in tomorrow. They're carrying anti-grav tractors, and so Sisko says, so you'd rather hang out with Nog in a cargo bay than see the fire caves with your father? And Jake says, yep, thanks, Dad, and leaves. So now Quark is me tooing as me tooing some woman who was at the Dabo cable. And Quark is yelling at the brother for returning lost property. Lost property to a to an employee. And now Quark is making Rom quote one of the rules of acquisition. Once you have their money, you never give it back. And so this is still first season. So Rom is idiot Rom, as opposed to genius Rom, which we get later. Nog was building something, and Rom yells at him and says, "Rom, is this what they teach you at that human school?" Oh, okay. So Quark got mad at Rom and told him Rom was going to polish every rail in the bar as punishment. So then Rom comes over to Nog, yells at Nog and says, "Is this what they teach you in the human school?" And Nog, of course, knocks everything over. And then Rom says as punishment to Nog that he's going to clean every rail in the bar. So I tell you what, Rom, while he's an idiot, he's not a stupid idiot. Okay, he did make his son do the work he was going to do. So now another Ferengi comes in and says, "I'm looking for Quark." And Quark says, "You found him," but he's still laughing with Morn. But Ferengi comes over and says, "This is my father, the Grand Nagus." And Quark comes over and he kisses this. Ooh, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's okay. And she kisses the staff, asks the Nagus if he's there on pleasure or business. The son says, "Is there a difference?" And so the son says that the Nagus has heard about your world-class holosuites, and he would like to try it. He'd like to sample it. And the son, Quark asks, "Is there a particular program that he'd like to choose?" And the son says he doesn't like to choose. So Quark is like, "Well, here's a list of my top 5. Let him pick one. You can pick any one you want." And the son says, "Oh, that won't be necessary. We'll just take all 5. And then the Nagus starts laughing, and Quark is like, Quark finally realized, hey, this might not be everything he hoped for. The Nagus is coming to take advantage of Quark, maybe. And the credits started, and welcome the multi-gun man, Qapla. Thank you, I'm doing well, multi-gun man. Sovereign 506 asked, does anyone know what's happening with the sun? If you mean the Grand Nagus' son, I don't think we ever saw him again. If you mean Nog, then Rom's son, well, of course, we know what happens to him. Sci-Fi guy says, careful, Mamo pray. Cronus says, cast iron is the best. Sovereign says, when Zek is marrying Quark's mom, the son is no longer around. Yeah, I don't think the son came back. If you watch the What We Left Behind documentary, they basically said that if the writers liked how you played a character, then they'd ask you back to play the character more and more. They'd write the character in. So I'm assuming that whatever the reason, this guy and the writers, or this guy and the production people just didn't get along. There was something a matter, so they decided to cut him out. Maybe they just like, yeah, we can only have 8 extra Ferengi. We can't have a 9th. There's no room in the budget. So he was just the least useful Ferengi. Either way, to be completely honest, I didn't miss him. I did not miss him. Yeah, throwing pots around. That's a threat against me, says Thomas. Okay, so here we see Chief O'Brien Chief O'Brien is filling in for Keiko as the school teacher. He's a substitute teacher now. Actually, this is the first episode that O'Brien is back. Right, O'Brien's been away for weeks. So O'Brien is telling Jake and Nog to take their seats. So O'Brien is going to have insights. So O'Brien's saying we have 2 more weeks to get through before Mrs. O'Brien returns from Earth. So that shouldn't be too difficult. So O'Brien says we're going to take out the homework and we'll start with the older students. So he tells Nog to start reading his essay on ethics. And Nog says I don't have it. And O'Brien's like, why? And Nog says it was stolen. My pad was stolen. And O'Brien says, why? And Nog says, well, some Vulcans might have stolen it. He put it on a table. It was stolen. And there were some Vulcans nearby. So O'Brien's like, so wait, you're telling me some Vulcans stole your pad? And O'Brien's like, why would they do that? And Nog is like, because they don't have ethics. And everybody's laughing. And Nog is like, no, it's the truth. Jake was there. He saw it. So then Nog turns around and gives Jake the eye, like, come on, yeah. And so Jake reluctantly agrees that he was there and he saw the Vulcans steal the pad. So O'Brien says, okay, because he believes Jake. He knows he can't believe Jake in this, but he stops pushing it. He says, okay, just turn it in tomorrow. Thomas says, so O'Brien came back. Imagine all the repairs he has to make. Yeah, he should have back-to-back repairs, but he's got time to be a substitute teacher. Couldn't they find somebody else to be a substitute teacher? Somebody who isn't even in Starfleet. Bajoran could be the substitute teacher. A civilian. They don't need the chief of operations being a substitute teacher. But they needed to be a teacher just so O'Brien could tell Sisko a little later on in the episode that Nog is a bad influence on Jake. So Quark and Rom are talking, and Quark is worried that the Nagus has come here to take over the bar. And Rom says, well, you could always refuse to sell. And Quark is like, you idiot, the Nagus doesn't take no for an answer. Multi-Gunman says, vertebrae Vulcans are worse than Turtistanis when it comes to unethical behavior and robbery. So, hi, Sassy.
Okay, baby.
So, the Nagus comes out of the holodeck, drinking juice of some sort, and says, great program. And the son says he requires rest. And Quark says, oh, I'd be honored if you used my own brother's quarters. So the Nagus says, that'll be good. And so Quark is like, is there anything else we can do? And Nagus says, invite me for dinner. So now O'Brien's at his real job, and Sisko is piling on all the problems that they have. And O'Brien says that there's nothing kids like better than taking advantage of a substitute teacher. I always did. And Sisko says, I hope Jake's doing okay. And O'Brien says, oh, he's a fine lad, sir, but if he were my son, I'd find a friend for him other than Nog. And Sisko says, that's easier said than done. They've become inseparable. And O'Brien said, I'd find a way to separate them. That Nog's a bad influence. Yep, no racism here. And Sisko says, besides, if I came between them now, it'd become me versus Nog, and I'm not gonna get in that fight. And I keep wanting to say Odo, but it's O'Brien. O'Brien says, why not? And Cisco says, because I'd lose. And O'Brien says, oh, I doubt that. And Cisco says, well, that's because your daughter's 3. Okay, when she gets to be 13, don't try to go between her and her friend. What did O'Brien see in Keiko? Asked Kronos. Keiko was cute. There was nothing wrong with Keiko. She must have had some type of personality or something. I mean, I think they met on the Enterprise. So there was maybe 1,000 people. So let's say 500 of them are women. Probably half of them at least are already married. So you got what? 1 in 250 perhaps single women. Probably a fraction of that are near his age. So what do we got? Maybe 100 women on a good day are within, say, 20 years of his age. Yeah, it doesn't have a big pool to choose from, to be completely honest. If he wants to have a shipboard wife, he is pretty slim pickings. Keiko wasn't half bad, considering his options. It's just math. And so the Nagus and Quark are talking business, and the Nagus is saying, never let family stand in the way of profit. I never have. And the Nagus is telling Quark he did pretty good for himself. And Quark is like, oh, not so good. And the Nagus says it was a stroke of genius to open a bar so close to a stable wormhole. But the son yells, but he didn't even know the wormhole existed. And Quark and the Nagus says that's what makes it genius. He didn't even know he has the lobes for business. That's what makes it so interesting, or so good. So now the Nagus is calling his son over. Oh, his boy, he called Nog over. So Nog asks Rom if he could leave now because he's got homework. And the Nagus's son says there's a school here run by a human female. And Nagus says, you allow your son to attend such a place? And Rom says, Nayak, I want you to go to your room. You're never allowed to go to that school again. And no studying. And Rom is saying, it's those Federation do-gooders always sticking their nose in other people's business. Nagus is most distressing. Kronos says, and there's a whole galaxy to explore. Why Keiko? Well, I told you, on the Enterprise, which is where he met her, there isn't a whole galaxy. He's got, at tops, 100 eligible women to choose from. That's it. I mean, you can't just take an alien aboard and make her your wife and expect she's going to be okay to travel with you all over the place. You know, he has to get another Starfleet woman, in all honesty. So, you know, if you cut it back to Starfleet women, that probably, maybe it cuts it back to like 50. So, I mean, you get a random sampling of 50 women, there's a good chance Keiko's the best of the bunch. I mean, Keiko, she cooks. We know she cooks. She's good, or that. She's not unattractive. She's not a bitch. She's, you know, there's nothing wrong with Keiko. Keiko's a perfectly fine woman, as best we can see. She's smart. She's mostly independent. She lets him have his friends. We should all be lucky to have a Keiko. Why do you hate Keiko, Kronos? They're talking business nonsense. And Quark is ordering Rom to change the seating arrangements because the son of the Nagus is telling him that he needs to change the seating arrangements. Now Morn is trying to come into business, into the bar to drink. So they had to, Quark had to shoo Morn away. And so Quark wants to know how long is this going to take, and he's like, until the Nagus says it's over. And Quark says, I see you're still hiding in your father's shadow. And the Nagus tells Quark to stay. Quark thought he was going to have to leave, but now he's staying. So Quark actually takes a seat away from everybody else because the Nagus asked him to stay. So now Nog is hanging out on the looking over the anyway. Jake asks where was Nog this morning, and Nog says, I'm done with school. Jake says, what do you mean? And Nog says, meaning I don't have to go to your stupid school anymore, you stupid human. Oh, I didn't say that, but it was close. And Jake is like, well, don't you want to go and learn things? And Nog is like, what, like ethics? And Jake says, yeah. And Nog says, you don't understand, I'm a Ferengi. For me, school is a waste of time. There's nothing in it for me, I'm a Ferengi. And Nog says, there's no profit in it for me. And then he says, you're a stupid human. And Jake says, I'm stupid, you're the one not going to school. And Nog gets just pissed off and walks away. Mike Richards says, Bird of Prey, you really should make Tribbles and Bits t-shirt. I will try, Mike Richards. I don't have the artistic ability to do a mock-up of what a Tribbles and Bits cereal box would look like. I've got to work on that. That's what I need. So the Nagus is talking to all these other top Ferengi, and the Nagus is saying that the problem with the Alpha Quadrant is that everybody has been biased against us because people have told them not to trust us. But for the first time with the Gamma Quadrant, we can find millions of new worlds that have never heard of us because nobody's ever told them to not trust us. So the potential for Ferengi expansion is unlimited. And best of all, no one has ever heard the name Ferengi. And they're all laughing. They're like, no one has ever heard the term Ferengi. And one of them says, our word can be our bond. And then someone else says, until we decide to break it. And they were all laughing. And so the Ferengi are asking, who's going to lead us? And the son says, well, of course, it's going to be my father. And the Nagus says, thank you, but I must decline the offer. I'm just too old. I'm just not as greedy as I used to be. And they're trying to convince him that he is as greedy. And the Grand Nagus says, my mind is made up. I've chosen my successor. A leader whose vision and imagination will oversee Ferengi operations in the Gamma Quadrant, the new Grand Nagus, Quark. And everybody's like, what? And Quark is shocked. And the other Ferengi are yelling at him. He's like, he's a hopeless amateur. The son is like, father, have you lost your mind? All the Ferengi storm out. And it's just the Nagus, his bodyguard, and Quark that are left. So the Nagus says congratulations to Quark. He knows that he will do a wonderful job. Yeah, we love Keiko, right? We love Keiko. There's nothing wrong with Keiko. Nothing at all. So Quark is smiling now. He's touching his ear. He's happy. He's like, oh, I could deal with this. I could live with this. So we now have a commercial break, and we are at Sisko's quarters, where Jake is eating what appears to be oatmeal. He looks very down, and Commander Sisko is typing away at his iPad. I mean, Starfleet pad. And he says, "Is the oatmeal lumpy again?" And Jake is saying that Nog's father pulled him out of school. And it's not fair. And Sisko says, "I see." And Jake says, "It's not fair. Nog can't even read. And that school's not going to be any fun without him." And Sisko said, yeah, you could still see him outside of school. And Jake is like, "I don't think he wants to be my friend anymore." And so Sisko asks why. He says, "Well, he called me a stupid human. He said that humans and Ferengi have nothing in common." And Sisko's like, "Well, that's true. They really don't. They really don't have much in common." And so Sisko asked, "How about we play a little baseball?" And Jake says, "I can't. I've got something to do," and walks away. So now Quark is walking down the promenade as Grand Nagus, and Rom is next to him, and this other Ferengi is next to him and says, I want to serve you." Or Quark says, "You want to serve me?" He says, "I want to protect you." He's like, "Protect me from what?" He's like, "From the other Ferengi who are very jealous. I won't let anybody harm you." And Quark is now nervous. Quark is like, "Well, how do we stop it?" And so basically the guy wants the pick of the most lucrative Gamma Quadrant opportunities to be Quark's personal bodyguard, or to protect him. And Quark is like, "And what if I refuse?" And the guy just puts his hand around him and says, "You won't." Because Quark knows. So now Quark goes to the old Grand Nagus and says he's in deep trouble. And Nagus, the old Nagus, Zek, is asking Quark, does he want to go to Ryza or Alice Day? And for vacation. But when he thinks of those voluptuous Ryzian females, so Quark just said somebody threatened his life. And Zek said, so he's the first, he's not going to be the last. Zek says, to survive, you have to surround yourself with loyal men. But not too loyal. Never trust somebody who puts your prosperity above their own. And that's it. That's really all the advice. I think he fell asleep. Or is he dead? I forget. I know he's not really dead. But I think in this episode we're supposed to think he's dead. Yeah. And Quark thinks he's dead. Ferengis and Turdistanis can't read. Coincidence? I think not. Exactly, Multi-Gun Man. So this Ferengi is not interested in buying something for 20 bars of gold-pressed latinum. So Quark is asking Rom to be his bodyguard. He said, think of it as a promotion. Rom says, why me? And Quark says, you're the only one I can trust. And Rom says, but I thought since you're so busy being Grand Nagus, I could take over the bar. And Quark is laughing hysterically. He's like, you run my bar? And he's laughing out loud. laughing like crazy, and Ram just ran away, embarrassed. And Odo came over, and Odo says, not exactly overcome with grief, huh? And Quark says, this is a private funeral. So this is actually the Grand Nagus' funeral. So Odo is saying, when somebody dies on this station, there's questions that need to be answered. And the son says there was nothing, there was nothing suspicious. He died of a massive infection of, I don't know, the temporal lobe or something. And Odo says, well, then you won't mind if I ask Dr. Bashir to confirm that. And the Ferengi laugh. He's like, well, it'll be difficult without a body. And like, well, where's the body? And they give Odo one of the pieces. He says, this is my piece of Zek. So that's the Ferengi custom. When you die, they cut up your body and they sell it. They auction it off. And then as a Grand Nagus, his body would be worth a lot. So here are Nog and Jake talking at the promenade, and they want to talk again, and do they still want to be friends? And Nog says yes. Nog says that they'll still be friends. Jake puts out their hand. They shake on it. And Nog says, when my father finds out, he won't be happy. And Jake says, neither will mine. So now Jake tells Nog to come. I have a great idea. And we don't know. We don't know what that means, but they left. So Odo asks Quark, what does it mean? What does it mean that you've become Grand Nagus? And Quark says, it means if you want to speak to me from now on, you have to make an appointment with Ram. And you show respect by kissing my scepter. And Odo laughs and leaves. And Quark says, I could make an exception in your case. So now Quark sees a coin fall from seemingly nowhere. And he runs over to pick it up. He puts his foot on it. He looks around. Doesn't see anybody has lost it. So he bends down to pick it up just as something flies over him and barely misses his head and explodes on the wall. So it was a Ferengi locator bomb. It's attracted to body odor. And I said, if Quark hadn't lowered his head at the last second, he would have been killed. Thomas Butts says, Bird of Prey, Kuroga sells body parts of their prisoners. That's an accepted practice. China does it. It is a great place. A great way to get plenty of body parts. So Sisko looked up and saw Jake and Nog running around the promenade, and I think he was a little happy to see them together. So now Sisko is questioning Quark, and so Quark is saying the Grand Nagus doesn't ask for help from outsiders. And Quark is saying he's suspicious of everybody. And Odo asks who would benefit the most from his death. And so now Rom comes in and says, true, but don't forget it was Graal that threatened you. And so now Odo just heard about this threat. And Sisko says whoever planned this could have had an accomplice. And Quark is like, but everybody was at the funeral. They wouldn't have done it. And so Odo's asking, what about the Nagus' servant? And he wasn't at the funeral. And now Quark says, hey, now that you mention it, I didn't see him. And now Odo says for him not to show up at Zek's funeral is very odd. They're renowned. His species is renowned for being loyal to the people they serve. They're basically a slave race. Excuse me. Kronos' Bird of Prey 5, your chat skipping skills are masterful. Kronos, as I said, I can't talk every chat while I'm watching a show. But if you put at Bird of Prey 5 like you did, I will definitely get to it. So, Cisco wants to know what him and Nog were up to, and Jake is saying he can't tell him. It's private. And now Cisco's pissed. Cisco is pissed that Jake won't talk to him. And so Cisco said, I want you here in time for dinner. You understand? Because Jake came in after midnight the night before. So he's pissed at Jake, and Jake isn't telling him what's up. So this guy's asking for the chance to introduce synthahol to the Gamma Quadrant. So it's a very lucrative agreement. So Quark is asking if he was pleased when Zek said that Quark was going to replace him, and the guy admits no, he wasn't happy. Nor did he come to him to offer support afterwards. And Quark says, but now you call me Nagus. But is that a true friendship? No. You only pretend to show me respect. So I will grant you this immense opportunity. So the guy says, well, I'll split it with you, 50-50. And Quark says, well, in that case, let's hope they develop a taste for synthahol. And they're very happy, and the guy kisses the scepter. And so now the guy is saying, very, very smart deal, Nagus. And Quark is telling everybody else is going to have to come back tomorrow. All this benevolence tires me. So everybody's saying, yes, Nagus, yes, Nagus. So this Ferengi is telling Rom that if Quark keeps handing out these choice opportunities, he's going to become very popular. So now Rom and him were the ones talking about assassinating Quark. Rom was going to kill his brother. How did Rom ever get away with this? So Ram says we're going to have to come up with something that will do the job that can't possibly fail. And here's Dax for the first time in this episode. With 10 minutes left, Dax shows up. So Dax came in. Cisco was getting ready to eat, but Jake didn't come home for dinner. So Dax is like, well, where's Jake? And Cisco says, where else? With Nog. And so Dax says that she's been a mother 3 times and a father twice. So Cisco asks which was easier. And Dax says, to be honest, I wasn't good at either of them. So feel free to reject what I have to say. So Cisco tells the computer to locate Jake. So Cisco's going to go look for Jake and bring him home to eat dinner. And now Dax is going to eat plenty of the food herself. In fact, she's in Cisco's quarters. Cisco tossed her the baseball and said, thanks, old man. So he's looking for Jake. So now it's going to be a big scandal. He hears Jake and Nog talking in the background. He can't make out what they're saying. What are they doing? What are they doing? I think Nog is saying sister. Bejor. It has 3 moons. He's teaching Rom how to read. He's teaching Rom how to read. He's hooked on phonics. He got Rom hooked on phonics. So Cisco walks away. They never knew he was there. Cisco has a sense of pride in his heart that he can't even show. His human son is teaching the Ferengi boy how to read. What a great father he has been. So now Quark is going to the Gamma Quadrant, supposedly, because I think they lied to him. So Rom is asking Quark to please give him the bar, and Rom is saying, you have so much and I have so little. And Quark says, well, that's the way it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be. So then Rom laughs and says, okay, well, let's not keep our new partners waiting. And they head off. Now Odo sees the servant, the manservant of the Grand Nagus walking around, and he's keeping an eye on him. So the old Grand Nagus' son is saying how great Quark is, how smart he is. So Quark is saying, let's take a Dobble girl with us. And everybody's like, wait, why would we take a Dobble girl? And he's like, well, never underestimate the importance of having a beautiful woman next to me. Would really make it, would make them respect me more. And they talk him out of it because they know he's going to die. So they don't want to kill an innocent person. They'll just kill Quark. So Odo is still following the manservant. Yeah, what am I implying? I'm implying he's a manservant. Now Odo uses this trick to turn into a goo, and he gets past an airlock. So does that mean that Odo can really get smaller than a molecule of air? And how do you get through an airlock? That's got to be completely sealed. Anyway, they just had Quark go into an airlock, and Quark says, there must be a mistake. There's no ship docked here. And they locked him in. They locked him in an airlock. And Quark doesn't understand that it's a murder attempt yet. Now he realizes it. And he's beating on. He's like, open the door! Open the door! They're looking at him. So now Quark is trying to break open the door with, I don't know, a fire extinguisher? They don't have fire extinguishers. He's got something. The staff. And the son says you've been voted out of office, and now we see Quark do his Ferengi begging pose. He's like, begging you, brother, please. And Rom said you were going to toss me aside. So now they're choosing who's going to do the honors. And Quark is saying, no, please, no. And Rom is about to press the button. But it's so slow. And the Grand Nagus comes up behind him and says, release him. And now Odo comes. He pushes them aside. He opens the airlock and tells Quark, it looks like you needed my help after all. So they're all in shock looking at him. And anyway, the Nagus is saying, don't you recognize your father? He's like, but you died. He's like, it was a trance, and I faked it. This was a test to see if you were ready to take my place. And he said, well, what? And the Nagus says, you failed. You failed. You're not able to take over from me. The Nagus says the bar was the key. He should have taken the bar. He said that he could have, if he had taken control of the bar, he could have controlled everything from the shadows. So the sun is a failure. And the Nagus says, we're leaving here shortly. Go back to the ship. And the Nagus says, it's like talking to a Klingon. They have no business sense. Yes, Quark is very good at pleading. And Quark hands the staff back to the Nagus and says, the Nagus says he'll have to remand Grand Nagus. You have to remand Grand Nagus, and if he hears any good opportunities in the Gamma Quadrant, he'll let Quark know. And then the Nagus tells Quark, this is going to be a very profitable place. Maybe one day I'll come back and buy it from you. And here's Rom, not under arrest. And Quark says, so Rom, you were going to toss me out of an airlock. And Rom is saying, forgive me, brother. But Quark is happy. He says, brother, forgive you. I didn't think you had the lobes. He means balls, right? That translates to balls. I didn't think you had the balls to throw me out of the airlock. So he's going to buy Rom a drink, and he's going to make him assistant manager because he is so pleased that Rom had the cojones to throw Quark out of an airlock. And now Jake and Nog watched a attractive young woman walk by, and they have their hard time taking their eyes off of her. And Cisco is so proud of him. He can't tell him he knows, but he's hugging him and kissing him in public. Says, you're a great boy. Do you know that, Jake? Now go be with your friend. How quaint. What a happy note. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. And we've got the end. The end of the episode. Oh boy. So what did we have? We learned a lot about the Ferengi this episode. Remember, before this episode, the only thing we knew about the Ferengi is what we knew from TNG. And the little bit we knew about Quark and stuff from the first 9 episodes of Deep Space Nine. So this was like the episode where we really got to know the Ferengi. We really got to know how much profit meant to them, what life was like outside of the bar, what other Ferengis were like to each other. This was a big Ferengi episode. Thomas Potts says, Bird of Prey, I like this episode. I did too. It was a lot of culture building. Actor says, I wonder how Ferengi ears would be passed by flour. Garlic would be passed by flour, garlic, and fried. Okay. And Kronos is actually eating pork rinds at the moment. Actor says, I unsubbed from my phone and I'm still a mod in that account. Why would you unsub? What did you unsub from? Do you want to not be a mod? Is that what you're saying? John DeMarco says DS9 did more for the Ferengi in this episode than all of TNG. Absolutely. Kronos says Chakalovs. Is that how you say it? I don't know. I can't, I'm not so good at the Espanol. Yeah, this is probably the best Deep Space Nine episode so far, other than Emissary. I'd say, up to this point in the season, this would have been my favorite episode. Certainly better than last week. Move along home. I was happy to see O'Brien is back because he was missing for like half of the last 10 episodes. O'Brien just simply wasn't there. I'm kind of happy that, although I like Dax, don't get me wrong, I like Dax, especially in later seasons. In the first season, she's kind of annoying. So is Bashir. And they had very little parts in this episode. We got to see Cisco, we got to see Jake, we got to see Jake and Nog, we got to see Odo, we got to see Quark. We saw the Odo-Quark dynamic starting up. We saw the Jake-Nog friendship that goes. You know, I don't even think we saw her at all was Kira. Was Kira even in this episode? Offhand, I don't remember seeing her. It's possible she wasn't in it at all. If she was, it was at the very beginning, maybe in the background or something. I don't remember her having any lines. Yeah, so I mean, like these were like time with the good. I know it was a bit weird. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would O'Brien be teaching? Just because his wife's a teacher, that doesn't make any sense. He had a lot of work to do. He'd been away from work for like 5 weeks. Then he's going to come and do teaching. That doesn't make any sense. Not Ryan Johnson's Bird of Prey. How do you know Thomas Pott liked this episode? He's good at lying. I had to take him at his word. You know what? Not Ryan Johnson.
It's because it's Friday.
It's because that's right. It's Friday on the Potts calendar. So it is forbidden for Turdistanis to lie on Fridays. And you say, well, that's good to know. But it's not good to know because you'll never know if it's Friday unless they tell you. But then you're like, was Thomas Potts lying about it being Friday on the Potts calendar? And I can only say maybe. Right? We know for a fact that Pottses and Turdistanis, they cannot lie on Fridays. It's against their religion. They go straight to hell if they lie. They don't pass go. They don't collect $200. They just go straight to hell. Forever damned. That's the term they use. But since nobody knows what day of the week it is at any given time, only a Potts or a Turdistani could tell us what day of the week it is. And they could be lying. Like if it's a Tuesday in Turdistan, then Potts could say, oh, it's Friday, because they know, we know, they can't lie on Fridays. But we don't know that they know that we don't know that it's not really Friday in Turdistan. It's Tuesday. What?
Nothing. I said, what did I start?
Oh, what did you start? Well, this is it. This is the logical conclusion. Cronus is Merry New Year, Bird of Prey. Cronus, are you using the Turdistan calendar too? That is disappointing. Cronus is the Ferengi episodes are some of my favorites, except the trance one. Well, you know what? I didn't mind it. Thomas Potts is now he's getting confused, but I don't believe him. So you see, I don't know if I believe him, even though he told us it was Friday. Now I'm starting to think he lied. He lied about the day. Agnes says, oh, Matthew, we have 10 kinds of people in this world. You can never satisfy the crazy. That is a true statement. Mike Richards says, later in the series, Quark tells Cisco that humans don't like Ferengis because they remind you of they used to be just like us. And he's absolutely right. The Ferengi were written to be capitalistic 20th century Americans for the most part. I'm happy you are disappointed, Bird, says Kronos. Why would you be happy about that? Not Ryan does it. Thomas Potts, you work for Turdistan, you're always confused. And Dale Stafford says, I haven't heard anyone as excited for Jane Foster Thor. Not even Woman. Yeah, nobody. Nobody cares. Nobody wants her. Nobody wanted that. Even women wanted to see whatever the hell his name is. Chris Helmsworth. Chris Helmsworth. They wanted to see him. They don't want to see a woman playing Thor. Right? Like, that's what they want to see. And then why, fine. Not fat one. Granted, they didn't want to see Endgame version of him. But real Thor, that's what women wanted too. There's no secret. Hemsworth? Is that what it is? Did I get the wrong last name? The actor who played, Thor. Live with Melly says, are you kidding? Even straight men like seeing Chris Hemsworth on screen. Hemsworth, come on. I don't care about those types of details. Yeah, I like seeing I like seeing Chris Hemsworth play Thor for different reasons. But I'm saying even women like Chris Hemsworth playing Thor. Although they probably like it for different reasons. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a fact of nature. That's fine. Thomas Bot says it's easy to confuse all the projects Turtestan has, like the Redacted and the other 5 Redacted projects. Sure it is. Yeah, you've got your Let's Build an Office for Anti-Tracker project. And then what did he say? He said, this office sucks. Paint it, bitch. And you started painting his office. You didn't even let him pick up a paintbrush. He made you paint his office. We saw how it works in Turtestan. You're being used. You're being used, Thomas. Kronos is wow, Bird isn't into details. Just a great trait for Alita. Exactly. Exactly. Not right, just as I've seen too many Thor comics where they change Thor. Frog Thor, Beta Ray, Bill, Eric Masterson. Thor stuck in the Destroyer armor. Never liked any of those changes. Why would I like a female Thor? Well, depends what she's wearing, I guess. But I'm sure she's going to be wearing too much. Thomas says he couldn't paint it, only I could. Isn't that convenient? Isn't that convenient? So the guy who pays or tells the people who are running the server that they could do anything they want, made it so that only you could paint it. So convenient for him that he doesn't have to do a whole bunch of boring work in Space Engineers, painting an office that he didn't build. He didn't even build. You gave it to him. Okay? Understand? In Kuroga, I built my own throne room. Okay? It's 100% me. I didn't need anyone else. They were too busy building the bases and defenses and spaceships or mining ships, whatever, warships. I don't know. We got so many ships I can't even count them anymore. Okay? I did the throne room. I didn't ask my minions. They had more important things to do. Actor says Anti-Trigger says painted black, and Thomas started humming the song. John DeMarco says Aquaman I heard had better female turnout than Captain Marvel because of what's his name? Momoa. It'll be the same with Thor if they replace Hemsworth. Yeah, exactly. Actor says lies. Thomas doesn't know that song. They don't care. Going broke. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know how. But whatever. Okay, guys. Let's see. Was there anything else? Was there anything else? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I should show this. Let me just see. I was active on Twitter this morning. If you're interested, you can look up my Twitter, BirdoPrey5 on Twitter. There's a link on BirdoPrey5.com. If you really don't want to type in BirdoPrey5 into Twitter, you can type it in. Oh yes, I've got 26 Twitter notifications, and that was on top of probably 25 I had earlier today. So a bunch of people, I did a little light Twitter trolling, okay? Every once in a while, I have to give it really wasn't trolling, because it's my honest opinion. But I just present it in a way that I know is going to trigger people. So, yeah. Unfortunately, a cyclist got injured here in New York City. And I said, and I believe this, so it's not really trolling, because I'm not lying. But I knew it would not go over well. I said, where's Mayor de Blasio? We need to ban bicycles from the road before more innocent people die. And it's true. I do believe we need to ban bicycles from the road because I think too many people do get killed on bicycles. But, man, that got a lot of people angry. A lot of people angry. I even got a threat, a veiled threat. Like, you should delete this tweet, blah, 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 before more people read it. You've been warned. Yeah, okay. Of course, then I turned it around on him because that guy made the misfortune of comparing. He said I was comparing. You know what? We don't even have to go down that. Just if you're interested, you might find it fun. If you want to watch, check out my Twitter. There's stuff like that there. Otherwise, don't worry about it. And guys, I think that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna eat dinner, and then I will probably get on Space Engineers at some point and check on the Empire. Ban the Jeeps, not the bikes. I see, actor. That's what I told him. Like, but they're not ever going to ban the cars or the trucks, because if you ban the trucks, food doesn't get to grocery stores, medicine doesn't get to hospitals, everyone dies. So you can't ban trucks from roads, but you can ban bicycles. And I said that it's okay, though, that you could just walk your bicycle to the nearest bike path, and it really wouldn't be that big of an effect. Got a lot of people angry. A lot of people angry. Thomas's bird of prey. You should ask the mayor why he's allowing cops to be assaulted in broad daylight. Yeah, Thomas. Well, it's not his choice, right? I mean, the police officers made that choice. I'm split on it. I am split on it. You know, had things gone the wrong way, they could be people suing the city for $50 million, and they would probably lose, and we'd have to spend $50 million of our tax dollars because some idiot got hurt by the police for dumping water on them. So it probably saved us money for the tax thing, but it certainly was a bad hit in the reputation for the police. Live with Matthew says New York does have a bike problem. They don't like bikes on the sidewalk, but then cops keep parking in the bike lane, so bikes have to jump into traffic. Yeah, but in this area where the guy got hit, there were no bike lanes. Chrono says the officer was assaulted, Bird. They were assaulted. But just because you're assaulted doesn't necessarily mean that the right answer is to assault back. I would have said they would have been justified, but I'm not sure they were necessarily wrong. It's a hard one. Don't get me wrong. It is a hard one. It's glad that I didn't have to make that decision. I'm just saying that everybody, and I don't know everybody, but a lot of people I'm hearing are like, oh, these cops, they should have done this, they should have done that. And I'm just saying, hey, you weren't there, okay? Just like we tell people when a cop shoots somebody, you weren't there, it wasn't, you don't understand what's going on, the decisions they had to make, blah, blah, blah. And it's absolutely true. So it goes the same for this situation. You weren't there. You don't know what it felt like, what they could see. You're just seeing a narrow square of what the camera could see. I don't know why they made the decisions they did. They're mostly professionals. Yes, they're wrong some of the time. Certainly, they're not perfect. But barring any overwhelming evidence to the contrary, I'm okay taking their word for it, especially in a situation where nobody got hurt nobody got killed or physically hurt. I mean, yes, they got water on them. They were assaulted by the definition of the word, but they were not physically harmed. They didn't go home. There was no acid in the water. There was no urine in the water as far as we know. It was just simple water. And yeah, they got wet. Maybe their radio got wet. That was probably the biggest loss. Although I'd imagine their radios have to work in the water, in the rain and stuff anyway. So maybe nothing even got damaged. That's about it. Anyway, Trek Yard is live in about 10 minutes. See you guys over there, says Dale. Yeah, take care, everybody. Qapla, thank you so much for coming. Next Wednesday, I will see what we do. We're either going to do another episode. We might do What We Left Behind. Let me know in the comments after the video's over if you have a preference. Or maybe we'll do What We Left Behind on a different day. If you really want to see this, let me know in a comment after the video's over. Good night, Qapla, enjoy, and if you're on Space Engineers, I'll see you later. There we go. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdOPrey5.com, the new home of everything Bird O' Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdOPrey5 or on BirdOPrey5.com. Take care.